No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come, let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you, God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you today? Nice to see all of you. Is it not gorgeous outside? Just gorgeous. Well, I'm Reverend Tracy and delighted to welcome you to our wonderful community of love and support and goodness, because that's what we are, loving and good and all kinds of wonderful things. And it's good to remember that. It's good to come every week and get a little spiritual deepening and maybe some insight and see your friends. And we want to wave to our friends that are on live stream. Since not everybody's in the room, we know you're all still here with us. And how good it is to come together. This is my favorite part, is where we all come together. So thank you all for being here today. We've got our practitioner of the day is the Miss Patty Powers. And I don't know if you can see her shirt, but there are butterflies and it says blessed. Yeah, that's what we do. We come here and we bless each other with our gifts and our company and our joy. And speaking of joy, we have music again this week. We've got Jeff on the keyboards and we welcome back the Jacksons. So I want to remind you that we're slowly ramping up in the not quite post-pandemic world. We're meeting in person and online for Sunday services. We're still meeting online for Wednesday night Gateway, which is always a great conversation. We are slowly beginning to rent out our space again to small groups in controlled circumstances, right? Not too many people, not too close together. And so if you've got someone who's looking for a place to hold an event, please come talk to us. Let us see if there's something we can put together for you. We'll gradually, as the year goes on, begin to add in more in-person events. I mean, wouldn't it be lovely? I don't know, have a party or something. So just keep your eyes open for those opportunities and keep your ears tuned for announcements. And our next big event will be our annual meeting, which is Sunday the 20th. It's in 2 weeks after service. And that's an opportunity to ask questions about where we are, what we're doing, and your board will present to you where we've been this last year, since we haven't seen each other all that much. It'll be good to just have a chance to sort of regroup and start fresh. So that's what we'll be doing in a couple of weeks. So just keep an eye out for those kinds of announcements. I also want to give a shout out to our audiovisual team. They do the sound up here, but they also do the live streaming and all the other techie stuff that, I don't have time to do. So let's clap for the people in the back corner over there. Ed and Mary are back there today. Nisa's part of that team. Sean's a part of that team. I think there's a couple of Patties part of that team. There's all kinds of opportunities to help serve in your community. So keep your ears open for that too. We'll be tapping you on the shoulder here pretty soon because we'll have more things to do. Won't that be great? All right, but today let's get started, shall we? And we're going to start with a moment of contemplation and just kind of going within and getting centered. So I'm going to invite you wherever you are just to close your eyes and get comfortable and listen to the sound of the bowl. And let that tone remind you that deep within your heart there is a place of peace and love. And and that it is in this place that we remember our oneness with all of life.
And in this feeling of oneness, we know that there is only love. The love that is part of us, the love within us. And let's take a moment and just feel that. And as we feel that, let's picture it growing. Send it out to every other person in this room. Every soul, broadcast love. Filling this room, filling the world. This love is all that is. And in this feeling, in this experience of love, we know that this day is blessed, that this service is blessed, that everyone listening is blessed. And we just are grateful for that. And so we let it be, we let it go, and say together, and so it is. Thank you. That feels better, right? Today's reading is from Emmanuel's Book 2, The Choice for Love. And it's just chapter 1, just the first part, which is called The Choice for Love. What does the voice of fear whisper to you? Fear speaks to you in logic and reason. It assumes the language of love itself. Fear tells you, I want to make you safe. Love says, you are safe. Fear says, give me symbols. Give me frozen images. Give me something I can rely on. Loving truth says, only give me this moment. Fear would walk you on a narrow path, promising to take you where you want to go. Love says, open your arms and fly with me. Every moment of your life, you are offered the opportunity to choose love or fear, to tread the earth or to soar the heavens. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. That was beautiful. Good morning. Happy February. It's just a beautiful day and a beautiful month opening up. To me, February has always felt like it's been colored with love. So with that in mind, we have brought a couple songs to share with you this morning. This first one is called Love You. I love the moments that I spend with you. One of your smiles can last the whole day through. There's so much beauty in this world we share. When I'm with you, I see it everywhere. If you could see the love I see in you, in all those things that only you can do, you know you'd bring out for all to see the love in others like the love in me. There's only one of you that expresses love the way you do, just like the flowers in bloom, each dancing beautifully to their own tune. Sometimes it's challenging to love ourselves. We might have reasons, might need someone's help, but take a deep breath, throw the list away, and love yourself anyway. There's only one of you that expresses love the way you do, just like the flowers in bloom, each dancing beautifully to their own tune. I love the moments that I spend with you. One of your smiles can last the whole day through. There's so much beauty in this world we share. When I'm with you, I see it everywhere. When I'm with you, I see it everywhere. Thank you.
You guys are just the best. That was just perfect, just fabulous. So we light our candle this morning for love. Our theme for February is living in love. And the idea of this is, you know, obviously there's Valentine's Day in February. It's also Black History Month. We just celebrated the Lunar New Year. Well, it's still going on. The Lunar New Year is happening, the year of the tiger. Anybody here born in 1926, 38, 50, 62, 74, 86, 98, or 2010? All right, well, you are all tigers, so this talk is for you. Well, it's for everybody always, but especially for you. But you know, the idea here is that all of these themes for this month have their grounding in love. Actually, all of life has its grounding in love. It's simply a lens that we are able to see the world through. And it's what we do as a spiritual practice, right? We bring our sense of our divinity, of the grandeur of life, of the spiritual nature of things into our human experience. Because we're not either or, we are both. And so as humans, you know, we rush around and do the world. But in our heart of hearts, there's more than just the world. There's more than everybody else out there. There's more than that list of things to do or places to be. There's also the heart and soul of us, the place that connects with other people, the mind that loves ideas, the energy that we have to pursue our passions. And those things are all forms of love. And all of life shows up for us as simply the many faces of love. And so that is what we're talking about this month. This idea of how to view the world from our spiritual knowing, from the energy of the Spirit within us, which is love. So as I said, February 1st is the Lunar New Year, the year of the tiger. And in Asian cultures, it's a time of reunion and rebirth. It's all about hope and joy and making room for good fortune. Right? We do the same on our calendar New Year, where we say goodbye to the old and welcome the new, and we start new projects, and we have a sense of anticipation, because one of the things about us is that we are hardwired to be energized by something new. Now, sometimes that energy shows up as fear, like Patty's reading. You know, it's something unknown. We haven't done it before. We haven't tried it yet, and so we're not so sure. And some of us are a little more risk averse. You know, we like the way we do things. But if we've learned anything in the last 2 years, is that we are not stuck in the way we used to do things because, oh yeah, that's right, we can't. We can't do it the old way. We can't connect the old way. We've got to take extra steps, make new decisions, find creative ways to be together. So the title today comes right from this description of the Lunar New Year, that it says that it is about reunion and rebirth. So reunion, like family reunion, right? Like just like we do on Thanksgiving, right? Everybody gets together with their family, there's food, there's celebration, there's a sense of connection, there's a sense of joy. And one of the reasons that's so important is that that's what fills us up, right? Now, not every family member, but as a group, as a whole, when we celebrate something with what we consider family, whether it's family of origin or family of choice, it's about coming away filled up, refreshed, renewed, re-energized. You know, this time of year in Asian culture, there's a lot of house cleaning going on. Cleaning things up, making room, throwing stuff out so that there's room for good fortune to show up. And we've talked about that here. You know, clear out your junk drawer, see what new shows up in your life. Clean out your closet. What kind of new clothes can you get? You know, there's possibilities awaiting us always. And when we are in a place of expectation, when we reach a marker like a new year or a birthday or some other outside sign, so to speak, our insides sort of reset, recalibrate, get ready to look ahead. It's also about rebirth. Right, a new year, a new beginning, to start anew. Now we know in Science of Mind, we teach that we can start anew in any moment. Right? We have this moment now, and it's what we do from here forward that creates the rest of our lives, regardless of where we came from or how long we were there. We are always starting anew. But when we consciously look at and accept that we are starting something new, again, that energy within us is activated. And when we feel connected, and when we are energized by the idea of a new beginning, that is the creativity of life. And that is what love is. It is the creative force of all life. In the book Tao 365, the very last page of the year is about continuation. And it starts, upon completion comes fulfillment, and with fulfillment comes liberation. Liberation allows you to go on. Even death is not a true ending. Life is infinite continuation. So even though we're marking the end of something and the beginning of something else, truly life is always one continuous expression. When you come to the end of a cycle, a new one will begin. You might say that completion actually begins somewhere in the middle of a cycle, and that new beginnings are engendered out of previous actions. Completing a cycle means fulfillment. It means that you've achieved self-knowledge and a new way of understanding yourself and the world around you. You cannot stop there, of course. New horizons are always there. But you can reach out for those new vistas with fresh assurance and wisdom. The Year of the Tiger talks about the characteristics of bravery, wisdom, and power. So in the Asian tradition, the tiger is the king of the jungle rather than the lion. Having dominion over the material world. Not run amok control, as people are sometimes wont to do, but truly moving through the world in a powerful way, always surveying the big picture, always having the benefit of the community in mind, always working to protect and grow and move the community forward. Now, all of us have that place of power within us, even if we weren't born in the year of the tiger. But tigers tend to be leaders. Now, sometimes they're thrill seekers. Sometimes they just crave attention. Not mentioning any names in this room, of course. But you know that passionate energy that says, let's go, let's do, follow me, let's have some fun. Those are the kinds of characteristics, and we all have them, those characteristics, in some area of our lives, right? So this part of love that is passionate and seeking the new and also strong and wise and seeing the big picture, this is truly an aspect of our own divine nature. Now there's a great example of this going on right now. As you know, the Olympics have started, and the Olympics are always good for stories, right? So if you watch the opening ceremonies, you probably heard that one of the flag bearers, Brittany Bowe, was there in replacement for, did I not write her name down? Elena, can't remember her last name. Elena is there she is. Elena Myers-Taylor is a bobsledder who was supposed to be the flag bearer this year along with Curtis, and she tested positive for COVID. Now, to carry the flag, your teammates elect you. They put your name forward. They vote on who is going to represent us in the opening ceremonies. And Brittany is the one that was selected. And the backstory to that, one of the reasons that she was selected, is what happened before the Olympics. So Brittany is a speed skater. She qualified for 2 of the longer races in the Olympics and was competing for a chance to compete in the 500 meter. And her teammate, Aaron Jackson, was also competing, and Aaron stumbled on the ice like moments into the trial, which put her in 3rd place, which meant she would not go to the Olympics. And she said that she tossed and turned all night. She couldn't turn her brain off. She was so disappointed. You know, athletes work years. She'd never been to the Olympics. I take that back. She'd been to the Olympics. She was the first black female speed skater in 2018 to go to the Olympics. But this was a new event for her, and she wasn't going to get to go at all because this was the only event that she was competing for. So the next morning, Erin gets a call from her friend, Brittany Bowe. Now, they've been friends since they were kids training together in Florida. They've known each other their whole lives. And Brittany said, you know, I've been 3 times. She's a world record holder. She's a World Cup champion, a bronze medalist. She'd already qualified to be in the 1,000 and 1,500 meter races. And so she gave Erin her spot in the 500 meter race. And so both women are at the Olympics. and Brittany's team voted her in to represent us with the flag carrying in the opening ceremonies. And the reason I bring this story up is that there is a type of inner power that knows its own worth, that has nothing to prove, that is not ego or fear driven, that says in the bigger picture of things, it is better for this team to go together than for me to go alone. When this person, I know who she is, how she trains, how good she is. She deserves a chance to go to the Olympics. Let's go together. She didn't know that it would come back around again for her. She didn't do it because she thought she might get something out of it, other than the companionship of her skate sister, her good friend. And that's what it looks like when we talk about living in love. Because the opposite of love is fear. And if she were afraid in some way of not getting the glory or not being able to succeed, or maybe the shorter race, she has a better chance of winning at the Olympics, so better not give that away because those longer races she might not. She didn't do any of that. She said, here, there's room for all of us. And that's what love does. That's what love is. It's the big picture. There's no threat in the big picture. There's only a threat when we are in our small worlds, protecting it from whatever's out there, because we forget that there's enough love to go around, that there's enough of everything to go around, and that your having your good doesn't take away from me having mine, and vice versa. I was thinking about when I was a kid, I used to like to do paint by number. Anybody do those? Okay, so you spend hours with teeny tiny paintbrushes coloring in this one shade of beige into a little tiny place, staying in the lines, and then you get some more paint, and somewhere else on the picture there's another place where that little piece of beige goes. And you do this time after time, color after color. And that little space of beige looks like what it looks like when you're done with it, hopefully in the lines, nice and neat. But it's when you step back and look at the whole thing, you realize that you have created light and shadow in this gorgeous landscape, let's say. And that tiny piece is part of the bigger picture. And that even if I'd accidentally messed up a little bit on that little sliver of beige, the overall effect would still be beautiful. And that's how we are. You know, we have our sliver of life that we see most of the time, up close and personal, making sure we stay in the lines of whatever shape we've drawn for ourselves. And yet when you step back, we are all part of this huge tapestry that creates this glorious picture of life. And every single one of us is critical to the overarching picture of what life is being created. And so living in love is a way of remembering to look at all of us as love. Now, that doesn't mean we don't behave badly, or that we shouldn't do things differently, or that there aren't places we can make improvements or be more kind or compassionate. But if we're truly committed to love, then our spiritual practice is about creating that union within ourselves with our spiritual nature. Now, in traditional religious teachings, God by any name is out there somewhere, and we're supposed to go find God and then sort of reunite. And that has its place. But what Ernest Holmes says, the founder of this Science of Mind philosophy, he says, God is not some far-off event, but an ever-present reality. We shouldn't think of spirit as separate from us, but as within as well as around us. While we entertain the concept of a God who is distant, our search will be to reunite ourselves with that divine source of our being. It's not really union with God that we are searching for. The search after union is merely one of the intellectual steps we take. So we do that in our minds, we think it. But gradually, this search after union must cease, and we must learn to live from a unity that is forever established. Forever. Already there. We don't have to look for anything. We are called to remember. We are called to go within and feel that presence. That moment at the beginning of our service with the sound of the bowl and the music in the background is meant to remind us that when we pause and turn our attention inward, there is a place that is love and peace within us. It is always there. It is ever present because it is the very energy of who and what we are. It is what you feel in your physical self. It is the firing of the neurons when you're coming up with new ideas. It's the inspiration that you act on, that you create new plans from. Build a new product, get married, raise kids. That is the energy within you. That is life itself. That is another name for God. We're told in the Bible that God is love. It's up to us to realign ourselves, to remember this truth. Ernest Holmes says that God and life are the same thing, and we are living in God and in life. Everything we do, say, and think is life living itself through us, expressing itself in us. We're already there. We are already having a reunion. There's no re about it. There's just union. There's just a place where we know we are one. We might call it God. We might call it our divine nature. We might call it our higher self, our higher power, or Atman, or Buddha, or Jesus, or Mother Mary. It is the representation of love that connects and unites us all that we are always searching for. And that's always right here. Like the song says, when I am with you, I see love everywhere. Why? Because I love you. When you look at me with love, I feel the love that I am. And of course, I'm going to find what I'm looking from. Right? Ernest Holmes says that love is the very fire of the universe. It is written that God is love, the impartation of the divine through the human. The love we feel is the divine within us. It is the sacred of this life. And this is who we are. God and love and life itself. This is the truth of who we are. And so this life will continue for each of us. This rebirthing, this creativity is simply how we express in this world. And we are always together with, connected by this love that is the divine nature of everything. And so I close with the words of the Tao. With each turn of the wheel, you go further. With each turn of the wheel, you free yourself from the mire of ignorance. With each turn of the wheel comes continuation. Turn the wheel of your life. Make complete revolutions. Celebrate every turning and persevere with joy. Namaste. So let's take a moment in prayer. Breathing into that heart space. Turning our attention inward to that peaceful spot of our own being. to that heart center. Breathing in love and breathing out light. Simply being blessed by this greater truth of who we are. Each of us living life uniquely, and yet expressing this one life, this one power, this one intelligence. Allowing it to unfold for each of us on our own path. And I speak a word for my ability to see, to recognize, to understand the love in and as all things. To hear the words of love beneath the anger. To see the love longed for behind the eyes that are afraid. To recognize the loving space of my own being underneath all of that mind chatter that criticizes and judges. I call forth my ability to see rightly, to see from love and only love, to appreciate the love given and received, and to offer the love that is being called for. For where there is pain, love is needed. Where there is sadness, love will heal. Where I stand, love is. And as it is true for me, it is true for everyone. And so I choose to stand in love, as love, for love, to show up as love everywhere. I choose to see love everywhere and trust the wholeness, the healing, the blessing that is called forth when love is made aware. We are so blessed to know each other, so blessed to know and have those who love us and those we love. So blessed to know that our spiritual practice allows us to bring that love into the world in a greater way. And so blessed on those days when I don't remember that love is. Someone is there to remind me, to love me, to reach out, so that in turn I might do the same. And so one loving expression at a time, we change the world. We are grateful, so grateful for the blessings of love. And I know that in the mind of God, it is only love, everywhere present, and that it is only good, for it is truly all God. And knowing this is so, I simply let it be. And so it is. There's like little shimmers of light coming off of all of you right now. So let's speak our affirmation together, shall we? You'll find it in your bulletin. If you're online, simply repeat each sentence after me. Love is the creative power of life within me. Love is the creative power of life within me. In love, all things are made new. In love, all things are made new, and so it is. And we welcome back the Jacksons.
Thank you, Reverend Tracy. That was perfect.
Well, good morning. I don't do a whole whole lot of talking, but I like to connect. I like to see everybody out there. I like to be here. I like to experience the feeling that I get when we all come together. Mm-hmm. We watched the opening ceremonies last night too for the Olympics, and I was overwhelmed by the givingness between all of the different athletes in all the different countries, and just the feeling that we were all one. Mm-hmm. So, just thought I'd share that, and thank you.
It's perfect.
Each morning and I'm blessed by your face. Oh, how lucky I am. And when you wake up, time has not left a trace. Oh, how lucky I am. If the clouds should darken, I'll be right by your side. Lend you all my strength. Give things one more try, 'cause it's the love you give me that helps me find my way. When I trip and stumble, take my fears away. Oh, how lucky I am. There is no space between us, though we grow in different ways. Oh, how lucky I am. You'll always find me when I lose my place. Oh, how lucky I am. If the clouds should darken, I'll be right by your side. Lend you all my strength. Give things one more try, 'cause it's the love you give me that helps me find my way. When I trip and stumble, take my fears away. Oh, how lucky I am. There's not a thing for you that I wouldn't do. I'll do everything I can to make your dreams come true. There's not a day that passes when I feel alone. You are always by my side. It is you that I call home. I wake each morning and I'm blessed by your face. Oh, how lucky I am. And when you wake up, time has not left a trace. Oh, how lucky I am. If the clouds should darken, I'll be right by your side. Lend you all my strength. Give things one more try, 'cause it's the love you give me that helps me find my way. When I trip and stumble, take my fears away. Oh, how lucky I am. Oh, how lucky I am. Oh, how lucky I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fabulous, just fabulous. Okay, well, I want to take a moment for our contributions and acknowledgement of donations that you all provide that keep our community strong and healthy. So if you have something that you are giving today, remember the baskets are in the back of the room on your way out, or for those of you online, you can go to our website or to our email e-blast and click on the donate button. And if you would take what you are giving, whether it is simply your intention, something physical in your hand, or your love and affection, whatever it is, hold it close to your heart and say with me our prosperity affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now, and that's the truth. Okay, so for our invitations today, once again, our annual meeting is in 2 weeks. It's Sunday after service. We'll be in here or the Holmes Hall? I think we're in here this time. We'll straighten that out before so you know where to go. Okay, so we'll have our meeting right after service. If you are not a member, you are more than welcome to attend for information purposes and to ask questions because, after all, you're here and part of this community. If you are an active member, then you may also vote for our board of trustees. That we have a few positions that are being elected this term, and a couple people. I want to explain one little thing about this. We have 2 people on the board, Jan and Shelley, who were serving by appointment. In other words, someone left the board before their term was up, and these are the people that stepped in to complete those terms, which means they are eligible to be elected on their own. So normally you're not on the board back to back to back to back. That's to keep us from creating some little fiefdom that wants to, rule the world. But in this case, they are eligible to be re-elected, plus we have a couple other openings, so there'll be a slate of candidates for you to choose from. And if you have questions about that, please let me know beforehand, or we'll talk about it quite a bit on the 20th, of course, when we get together to talk about our center and where we are and where we're going. I also want to, I wrote this down because, Sundays are so exciting that it's funny, but sometimes I forget things until after I get home. Yes. So you may have, if you passed by Mickey and Chris on your way in this morning, or Jerry, you may have been asked if you picked up your donation letter for last year. So part of our Board of Trustees good stewardship, why pay for a stamp if you are here and we can hand it to you? Your 2021 contributions letter is available to you today, so please take those with you. If you didn't get it already, catch it on the way out. And those people that we don't see today, we will go ahead and put them in the mail so everybody will get theirs. If you have any questions or there's any discrepancies on your records versus our records, please just let us know. We'll do a little research. We'll get it straightened out for you, okay? Again, this last couple years, it's been a little creative in the office because we've had to work around COVID restrictions. And so we found and fixed a couple of issues already. So hopefully we got them all. But if you find something extra, please just let us know. We'll take care of it for you, okay? I also wanted to mention, Mary, can I mention your marketing team? Where are you? Okay. So Reverend Mary is actually part of a class that Home Office is doing on marketing for CSL churches, for Centers for Spiritual Living. And she's putting together a team that's going to help manage the overall social media, wherever else in town stuff we do to say, hi, we're here. You would love us. We're so much fun. So if you are interested in being on that team, if you have ideas, if you like social media, do this, talk to Mary. Anything else, Mary, that you want to say about that? She's back there. Everybody knows who Reverend Mary is, okay? That's true. The more people on the team, the less work any one person has to do. So, big team. Yeah, there you go. Whatever part of it appeals to you. Some of you are like extroverted talkers. We're going to send you out into town. And some of you like to do the whole check out Instagram and do something on it, like whatever you do on Instagram. And wouldn't that be lovely for us, especially for those of us who don't do Instagram? So you get the idea. Anyway, we'd love to have you play with us in that area. And is there anything else? Anybody have anything else? Second Sunday, usually, but I'll do it right now. That's okay. No, I'm good. It's first Sunday. It's February. Who has a birthday in February? Oh, look at all of us. Aquarians? Some of us are Aquarians. All right, let's sing, shall we? We're so glad all of you were born, me especially. Okay, so I think that's it for today. So I'm going to invite you to stand up, make that circle, and rock out a little bit.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together in the name of love.